My name is William Crane. I'm the founder and CEO of IndustryStar. In the coming minutes, I'll provide an overview and demonstration on supplier data management, how to build and maintain a more resilient supply base with software. So, what is a supplier set? A supplier set is an essential tool for mapping, optimizing, and managing supplier data to enable a high-performing supply chain. A supplier set is like a football team's depth chart. If you gather and have better data on your players, it is easier to see which players perform the best so you know who to start, which gives you better opportunities to win more games. The traditional definition of a supplier set can go by alternative terms such as commodity strategies, buying decks, and supplier lists. Typically, a supplier set is comprised of 3 to 10 suppliers, such as a lead supplier and various backup suppliers. 1 to 5 capabilities, such as a manufacturing process, like aluminum stamping, that can enable the supply of a part. 1 to 5 qualifications, such as quality certifications and business data, like ISO TS 16949 and a Z-score, that ensure low supply risk of a part. And 1 to 5 regions, such as a multi-supplier, multi-region, like a stamping supplier set for the USMCA region and another stamping supplier set for the EU region. Users of supplier sets are supply chain professionals and cross-functional team members like designers and engineers. Challenges to supplier sets include digitizing data, maintaining data, and sharing information. While opportunities abound, including productivity increases, less risk, and useful insights. Unfortunately, there are several common industry pains that hold our teams back from achieving optimal supply chain results. First, a high percentage of supplier set data is often stored in people's heads in spreadsheets, which requires manual interactions and exchanges. Many manufacturers use a wide range of offline documents and spreadsheets to store, track, and manage supplier data. This impedes an organization's agility because their ability to adjust to change is significantly slowed by siloed information. Further, organizational knowledge is at risk. As our team members transition in and out of companies, offline supplier knowledge is lost. Lastly, as companies strive to improve productivity, digital supplier data acts as a powerful tool to accelerate supply performance work. So, what supplier data approaches work best to realize sustainable supply performance? The process to generate results can be distilled into 7 simple steps, but the art is in the speed these steps can be executed with. Keep in mind that maintaining a high-performing supply base is a journey, not a destination. Let's walk through the 7 steps. Step 1, identify suppliers that meet your current and future company product and part needs. Making the switch to store market intelligence data in a digital format will build organization knowledge. Step 2, assess suppliers' capabilities based on specific current and future supply needs. Aligning the right assessment level with the right supply lifecycle will save your team's valuable time. Step 3, qualify suppliers based on your desired criteria and supply risk. Standardizing the data requirements by supply need will reduce your efforts. Step 4, onboard suppliers based on industry and company requirements. This is a critical handoff step that can harm or embolden supplier relationships. Step 5, rate suppliers based on your desired business outcomes. Make sure what you track makes material impact towards advancing your company's strategy. Step 6, develop suppliers to foster new capabilities that will support future supply needs. The more you invest in developing your current supply base to support future needs, the less time you'll spend identifying new suppliers. Step 7, transition suppliers professionally when a program finishes and/or they underperform. Relationships with people matter, so it's best to leave a positive impression because you might end up working with the same company or individuals again. All right, we've talked about a repeatable framework to optimize and maintain supply performance. But let's dive deeper. What supplier data, and more importantly, information, is key to realize success? The following supplier information framework aligns both supplier data and assessment levels to streamline processes. The key here is aligning the right supplier information level and assessment level with the right product and/or part supply lifecycle to maximize supply chain team productivity and supply performance. How do we acquire and maintain supplier data? The following supplier data management process provides a helpful 4-step playbook for acquiring and maintaining supplier data, which requires multiple channels to optimize supply cost, time, and risk. When working with supplier data, it's important to consider the data formats, like PDF part prints, the data sources, like supplier intelligence software tools, the data methods, like third-party services, the data tools, like supply performance software, and lastly, the information tools, like predictive analytics. Now let's explore a few tactics to improve your supplier data management in your next sourcing or supply performance initiative. One of my favorite tactics is to categorize parts by ABC. Assigning a category to each part will enable quicker, high-level analysis. A parts are customized, involve new processes, strategic, and typically high supply risk. For example, a battery pack for an electric vehicle. B parts are modified, involve standard processes, and present moderate supply risk. For example, a headlamp on a vehicle. C parts are purchased, commodities that are commonly available off the shelf and present low supply risk. For example, a fastener. How does categorizing your parts by ABC improve high-level analysis? It can provide clear internal status communication. For instance, instead of simply communicating that a new product launch is on track, you could add that you have all 10 A parts in quoting status. Another tactic that can improve ABC for more robust analysis is categorizing your parts by capability. Other terms for capability include commodity, category, or materials. We like to use the term capability because it provides a more positive embodiment of the collaborative partnership style of relationship that buyers and suppliers are striving for today. A capability could be a manufacturing process, a supply status, a material grade, business services, or an industry qualification. As an example, a part could have 5 capabilities assigned to it, such as stamping, custom, aluminum alloy 2024, transfer press, and ISO 9001. As a tip, assigning 5+ capabilities to parts will lay the foundation for more robust supply insights once offline data is digitized. One solution to address industry pains and supplier data management challenges is supply performance software. Teams can quickly upload their spreadsheets into a collaborative environment that allows its members, along with suppliers, to concurrently read, write, and edit data. There's also powerful automated assistance, like on-demand data digitization services and supplier risk monitoring services, that can save valuable time. The result being that teams can dramatically reduce the time it takes to realize supply performance results. Here's how supply performance software can enhance your collaboration and productivity so that you can build and maintain a more resilient supply base. First, smart supplier searches empower users with intelligent filters so preferences can improve supplier recommendations over time. Second, customizable supplier profiles enhance users' ability to track unique capabilities and data, so data approaches can be improved over time. Third, configurable supplier databases enable users to add and edit data that is public or private, so data is in the right hands at the right time. Fourth, collaborative supplier lists streamline users' collaboration as supplier interactions, typically stored inside team members' heads, are moved to software, so supplier status updates are reduced. Fifth, supplier engagement tracking improves users' productivity with intuitive, color-coded supplier engagements, so open tasks are more visible and more easily acted upon. Sixth, intelligent information requests allow users to request supplier information from many suppliers while providing a professional touch via personalized email request. Seventh, track suppliers automate users' master supplier list, so all supplier data is consolidated into one place and leveraged for deeper supply performance insights. Eighth, real-time supplier ratings expand users' picture of true supply performance as data is aggregated across the organization. Lastly, shared contact information eliminates users' need to exchange supplier contact information as data is maintained real-time. You can maintain a high-functioning supply base no matter what happens in the world. Seek strategies, tactics, and tools that empower teams to realize a greater level of collaboration and productivity. to accelerate your supply performance goals. We hope this brief overview and demonstration provided insights on supplier data management, how to build and maintain a more resilient supply base with software.